not get everything you want from manifestation. You get everything you want from healing. Let me explain. Oftentimes when you do the healing work, you are in such a high vibe frequency. In fact, I would argue the frequency of healing is the most potent on earth because it is one of self-love, acceptance, and authenticity. We all know that authenticity is the most powerful frequency scientifically on earth. It is not love, it is authenticity. And when you are healing, you are tapping into your most authentic self. You are learning yourself. You are acknowledging the deepest parts of yourself. And so that frequency brings in everything that you could ever want. But everything you could ever want, the best soulmate relationship, such good, true friends, wealth, love and abundance all around you comes from your healing. It is all in your hands. And don't look at that as some sort of taskmaster now point of stress for you where you have to freak out because you have to do all this work. Healing is so simple. It is quite literally looking deeply at yourself, mainly brought on by triggers. It is other people out in this world that are going to hurt us and trigger us and show us our deepest shadows. And instead of running away from those shadows and projecting the pain of our shadows onto other people and playing into this victim mentality, it is looking at those shadows and asking them, wow, where did you come from? And many times these shadows are very young parts of ourselves. And then it is tending to those little parts of ourselves and loving and comforting them and giving them what they never got. That is the healing work. It's great to read books. It's great to go to therapists. You don't need to though. It is simple. It is looking at the younger parts of yourself and tending to them. And as you do that, you then start to look around at the people in your life and the relationships, and you start to say like, oh, I chose you from that young place. I chose you from that unhealed place. And I'm not doing that anymore because I've been spending all this time making a safe place for these little parts of me to reside. And you now are a threat to that. You are a threat to that safe place that I've created. And so I don't want this any longer. And it is saying no more to these relationships that mirror these old patterns or these younger parts of ourselves. And as you do that now, you open up space in your life to call in what you ultimately want. For me, it is friendships where they show up for me fiercely, where they love me. They are there for me. They are loyal ride or dies. They are not talking shit about me behind my back. They're not secretly hating me. They're not wanting to tear me down because they feel jealous of my success. They are wanting the most for me. It is a love relationship that does the same thing, where they see the deepest parts of me, where they get to know all those little parts of me, and they don't want to trigger those little parts of me. They want to love those little parts. They want to see those little parts. They want to tend to them with me. That to me is a love relationship that I want. And it's a job that's fulfilling, where I can have freedom, where I can express and I can create art and I can do something that doesn't feel like a job. And I recognize all those things that I want in my life because I tended to the parts of me that didn't feel good enough for those things. The parts of me that didn't even recognize that that's what I needed because they had never gotten it. And because I tended to those small damaged parts of me, now I have a very high bar for you if you come into my sphere of energy. If you want to love me as a friend, as a loved one, as a family member, as a coworker, you have to fall in line with that high bar that I set for myself. And if you don't, sorry, you're out. And it can lead to a small, often lonely life. You can feel like I don't have as many friends around me as I once did. What's wrong with me? But no. You are creating a space and opening up a wavelength, a well of energy now for people to come in and match your frequency and give you that love that you are now giving to yourself. And when you do that, you can call in your soulmate. You can call in the greatest friendships of your life, the greatest job of your life. And I am telling you, it is all in the healing work. It is all intending to those small little parts of ourselves. And as we do that, we attract in and manifest the highest vibe, most amazing, authentic relationships of our life. Everything you could ever want, the promised land, is on the other side of your healing.